Well, it's a growing market, so it's of great importance to the three governments of Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. for environmental reasons, for health reasons, and also is going to be probably a great creator of jobs. And at the same time, it's got its complications, which are somewhat universal across, and other ones that are sort of different to each region. So I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned, and a lot of opportunities for the various governments to cooperate to create common goals and approaches, and really, create a thriving sector with this cooperation. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of challenges. I would say, from my perspective, financing is one of the key challenges, and that's something that, funds don't have any boundaries. So it's something where if metrics and mechanisms can be created that will allow more funding to happen, it's going to just make the industry move faster. And some examples that I heard about this morning, like a great green loan program being developed here in Mexico, I'm sure could be applied across to Canada and the US from a funding point of view. So that's one opportunity. I think that there's a good chance for cooperation and acceleration. Well, I think even if you just look at climate, that's obviously a very geographic specific. So in Canada, we're probably dealing a lot more with issues about heating, and here we're dealing a lot more with issues about cooling. So the types of technologies and the types of approaches will be geographically specific, but the overall targets in the sense of trying to lower the carbon footprint, lower the energy use, improve the indoor air quality. There's some universality there to understanding the geographic differences, but still setting sort of common targets to be achieved based on that.
Thank you.
I think one of the biggest disconnects is the carbon impact of buildings. So we can say that buildings have about a 40% impact on carbon emissions in North America, yet I know in Canada the federal government would say buildings only have a 12% factor because they look at the primary source of generation as the main source of carbon, not the end user. Where if you look at buildings in the sense of being the end user and you're able to reduce its carbon, you're then reducing the primary source substantially, and therefore having a much greater impact. But because it's only a 12% factor on the federal government's radar, it's not highlighted as a major industry that larger impacts can be made.